Hi, everybody. We're going to give it a minute or two, let everybody log in, get your lunch, and sit down, and we'll begin the show shortly. Welcome to episode 10 of Baseball Alberta's Lunch and Learn series, Baseball5 Explained, the game everybody can play. Thank you for taking the time to learn more, and thank you for being a champion in your community for baseball. The sport volunteer is the most important person in the Canadian sport delivery system, and we are here to support you in all those endeavors. Please remember to leave feedback, always welcome. You'll receive a follow-up email with a Google form. Taking the time to provide feedback only enhances our delivery, so we really appreciate it. Today, we're talking all about Baseball5. And again, thank you for being with us. We have Brady Turner from Baseball Alberta, one of our newest staff members at Baseball Alberta. Welcome, Brady. Part of Brady's portfolio is Baseball5. Yes, there is no space in the title. It's Baseball5, all one word, I guess. Word and a number. So Baseball5 is an international and national initiative, and Brady is here to talk about how Baseball Alberta is supporting it in our province. So again, the structure for the Lunch and Learn is 15 to 20 minutes of content and then a question and answer. So please provide your questions in the comments, and I will get to those when we are done with the content. To respect everybody's time and everybody's lunch, we will keep the Lunch and Learn to the schedule. However, if you do have questions afterwards that come up, please reach out to me by email or by Brady. You can find his contact information on the Baseball Alberta website. And again, the session will be available on our YouTube channel as well as a podcast on Spotify and wherever you get your podcasts. So let's get into it. We're going to show a quick video to kick us off.
We love playing Baseball5 in our school because it's really easy to set up. I can explain the game in just a few minutes, and the kids find it really easy to understand. Even the kids who are a little bit hesitant sometimes to join in get really excited about playing Baseball5. It's a great addition to our curriculum.
The reason Baseball5 is played around the world is because it welcomes everyone, regardless of age or skill. All you need is a ball and some energy.
Unlike most sports, Baseball5 doesn't require expensive equipment or specialized fields, so my child can play whenever and wherever they want.
We love Baseball5!
Excellent. Great video. You can see the branding on the video with WBSC, the international partner, as well as our national partner, Baseball Canada. So we can see that it's a national and international initiative. So Brady, your turn. So part of your portfolio is Baseball5, and why are we investing and putting resources into it? What's attractive about Baseball5?
Yeah, so Baseball5 is a new alternative to baseball, I guess you could say. It's a 5-on-5. It can be played kind of anywhere you want, indoor, outdoor, field. You don't need anything but a ball. It's 5 innings. The games generally last 15 to 20 minutes. You can sub in and out players so kids can stay engaged all throughout the event. And like I said, with games being a maximum of 20 minutes generally, you can get 3 games in an hour, which leads to 30 players ultimately within an hour. So it's easy for kids to get engaged. They can work on the athleticism. They can work on their physical activity and stuff like that. So it's just a good alternative to baseball because it's very similar in the sense on how the game works, but at the same time, it's very quick and a fun, competitive alternative to the sport.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like there's any barriers, equipment, those types of things, or we need big structures or field time. So yeah, it looks very interesting. What's in it for?
Exactly.
So what's in it? Like if I'm a president or a volunteer with one of our local associations, what's kind of in it for me? What's the big deal?
Yeah, so similar to the discussion before, with the no equipment, it's easy to get kids engaged at a lower age. So you start them out, say, on alternative to T-ball, let's say, where kids can start getting the feel for baseball and how it works, working on their athleticism, and it's a fun, competitive alternative. And if kids, say, enjoy the Baseball 5, they'll most likely enjoy baseball, and ultimately will lead to more registrations at the baseball level once the kids age up and get into their teens.
Excellent. So you speak to kids. So what is the target audience for Baseball 5? If I'm thinking I'm going to start a Baseball 5 program, like what am I looking at?
It's a very wide range. So it depends on kind of what you're looking for. So whether or not you want to start at the 5-6-year-old age where you're introducing kids to baseball, or through Baseball 5, or you can use it in your organizations at an older age. So let's say in practice, if you just want a fun competitive alternative to just a regular baseball practice, you can work on fundamentals, your athleticism, because there are comparisons between the two, despite it being obviously much less equipment involved, just a ball. But it's a fun alternative where you can play it with, like I said, just a ball, and it works easily. It's quick, more players involved, and it's just doesn't take as much time.
Awesome. So, I mean, this isn't some initiative that the Baseball Alberta office thought up. It's obviously been pushed from international down to national and now down to provincial. Has there been any other successes or best practices in Canada from Baseball 5?
Yeah, so it is very new to Baseball Canada as a whole. As you mentioned before, the WBSC, the World Baseball Softball, they started it out, and it's more popular worldwide at the moment, and it's relatively new to Baseball Canada. So Baseball Quebec at the moment is kind of leading the way, and we're looking to ultimately kind of follow suit. And the goal eventually would be to build out leagues, build out interprovincial play, and ultimately have a national championship down the road within all the provinces in Canada.
Well, that's exciting. Can you speak to a little more of the international, what's happening and the successes there?
Yeah, so the WBSC runs clinics, camps, competitions all over the world. It's very popular. Baseball 5 actually came from a street game in South America, so that's kind of where it started. It's very popular within Europe as well, and they actually have a Youth World Cup and a World Cup that happen every other year. And there's 12 teams that participate annually, and there's world rankings, so it is very popular outside of Canada at the international level. And like I said, camps, clinics, they're growing exponentially as we speak.
Interesting way to grow the game. On the weekend, I was, just like many other Albertans, I was watching a minor hockey game, and there was mini sticks going on with other kids. At the venue, things were happening. So like for Baseball 5, how do you envision it taking place in our communities? Is this training? Is it an option for indoor training? Do we have teams? Can you map that out for us a little bit?
Yeah, so it all depends on what your ultimate goal is. Organizations can use it as a training tool. So like I said, with practice, they can just focus on using it in practice, train fundamentals, athleticism, physical activity. It'd be good for schools, community groups, after school programs, because they can use it for just kind of physical activity and the introduction of baseball as a sport. But yeah, it kind of just all depends. Ultimately, down the road, like we said, we're looking at leagues, provincial championships, national championships, but there's a wide range of ways you can go in terms of growing it within your community. So it all depends on what you're looking for exactly.
Excellent. Okay, well that's really it's interesting. It's just taking baseball in a whole different way, so to speak. So if I'm a local president or local volunteer, what do I do next? To bring Baseball 5 to my local association or my local community?
Yeah, you can reach out to me. All my contact info is on the Baseball Alberta website. Whether you have more questions or you're looking to just kind of get a little sampler, if you will, where I can come into your organization and kind of teach the ways of Baseball 5 and how it runs and how it operates, and then you guys can go from there. But yeah, I'm open to anything. You can just kind of reach out with questions, or like I said, I'm more than open to coming in and kind of showing you how it's done, and we can go from there.
Well, this initiative is exciting. It breaks down some of those traditional barriers, especially when it comes to safety or trying to get gear together and organizing helmets and bats, and it kind of takes those barriers out. I think it's an interesting answer to why is soccer or football the most popular sport in the world? And that's generally because there's limited barriers. All you need is a ball and you can play. And this one you can see why, there's some successes internationally in non-traditional baseball, jurisdictions throughout the world. So it's really interesting stuff. If there's any questions out there for Brady, now's the time to ask. You can put the questions in the comment box, and I will get to them. Brady, what if I'm a teacher? We see that there's a gymnasium there. What's the kind of plan there, or do we have any insight for the educators out there if they're interested to bring Baseball 5 to their schools?
Yeah, same idea as baseball organizations. I'm more than happy to, if you reach out via email or phone, I'm more than happy to come in and kind of demonstrate how it works, give you kind of the basic rules. Obviously, at an international level, it's much more strict in terms of the rules. But obviously, starting out, we just kind of go through the basics and the 5 innings, 5 players aside, just the ball, that kind of thing. And like I said, I can demonstrate for the school for a certain class, gym class, etc. And we can just kind of grow and go from there and kind of see if you like it and expand on that front.
Excellent. Well, I know you're in the thick of building out a strategic and communications plan around it. So please, everybody, pay attention to the Baseball Alberta newsletter, as well as other resources that's going to be available. We are in our infancy stages with this program, but we're excited to have the capacity of Brady in the office now, and looking forward to everything to come with that. I don't see any questions in the comment box today, but if you do have questions, whether you're listening as a podcast or viewing on a YouTube channel, please reach out to Brady. And with any questions regarding Baseball 5, Brady, thank you for your time. Welcome to Baseball Alberta. We're excited to have you. I know Baseball 5 is a small piece of your portfolio, but certainly an impactful one. So actually, Darren Thomas has a question. Are there any instructional videos you could send out, or how could our membership access those videos?
Yeah, if you shoot me an email, there are a bunch kind of different levels in terms of like the rules, different levels of instructional videos. So if you just fire me an email at bturner@baseballalberta.com, I can kind of get exactly what you're looking for and send those back to you as soon as possible.
And I'm assuming you with your strat plan around it, you'll have a dedicated space on our website regarding all resources in the near future.
Yeah, exactly.
Great. Well, Darren, thank you for your question. Thanks for listening, everybody. Looking forward to seeing Baseball 5 out there in our communities. And again, please reach out with any questions, and please ensure that you're signed up for our newsletter, and we'll be pumping out information from there. Thanks, everybody.